One of my most cherished activities as superintendent is spending time in our schools, interacting with both students and staff. During my visits, I'm always struck by the energy, curiosity, and hope that fill the classrooms. When I talk with students, I often hear about their dreams for their ideal classroom. Younger students describe spaces filled with books, areas for hands-on STEAM activities, music zones to explore instruments, and even gardens outside the windows. What always stands out are the thoughtful details students share about their vision for their school community. Whether it's drawings or stories, many students talk about the helpers they see in their school, those who support the learning environment and make everything run smoothly. These conversations remind me of the strong sense of connection students have to their school and the people who help make their educational experience possible. Our district faces a challenging financial landscape. In recent years, rising costs and increasing needs have left us with fewer resources than we would like to achieve our shared vision. But even in this complex environment, I believe in the vision our students have of their school communities, and I believe we can take steps toward it together by building on our successes. Over the past 3 years, despite facing a challenging fiscal environment, together we have made significant strides toward achieving our 5 systemic goals. It is important to reflect on the progress we've made and recognize the steadfast dedication and persistent effort that have contributed to our accomplishments. Highlights of these goals will be shared during our State of the System address later this year. But for now, we'll focus on the FY2026 Superintendent's recommended budget, which aligns with our continued commitment to these objectives and ensures that we are investing in the future of our students and the success of our community. The budget I am presenting reflects both realism and hope. It prioritizes what matters most, keeping our students safe, engaged, and supported, while ensuring our staff have the tools they need to thrive. It's a budget shaped by your voices, by the dreams, concerns, and questions we've heard from parents, staff, students, and community members. This is not a perfect budget. It can't be with the limitations we face. But it is a plan grounded in possibility, guided by our commitment to equity, our commitment to ensuring each student and staff member has exactly what they need to thrive, and focused on sustaining the programs that have the greatest impact on our students' success. We can't fund every dream right now, but we can invest in the helpers, the people, programs, and supports that make our schools stronger, even in lean times. And by doing so, we can ensure that our schools remain places where every child feels inspired, valued, and equipped to thrive. Each January, it's my responsibility to share my recommended operating budget for the upcoming fiscal year. The budget must align with legal mandates, reflect our collective priorities, and remain grounded in the fiscal realities we face. The process has been enhanced with feedback from staff, families, and community members about what best supports the students we care for in our schools. As we take into account the current outlook for local and state funding, this budget must be both transparent and fiscally prudent to ensure the sustainability of our operations. As a result, my budget does not include comprehensive restoration of the programs or services that were eliminated last year. Ultimately, the FY26 budget is crafted to prioritize the continuation of existing operations and resources. It focuses on maintaining the current programs and services without dedicating funds for new initiatives or program expansions. Some key highlights of this same services budget include preserving our current class size formulas for staffing, including reserve or contingency positions to address oversized classrooms. retaining the technology replacement and refurbishment cycle for Chromebooks. This ensures that students continue to have access to up-to-date tools for learning. Ensuring access of up to 4 dual enrollment courses per year in grades 11 and 12 at no cost to students and families. Continuing to provide preschool to all 3 and 4-year-old students who are income eligible. Advancing our work for high-quality instructional materials with the implementation of comprehensive math and literacy plans grounded in the science of reading. Supporting our ongoing efforts to ensure a continuum of services and supports for students with disabilities. Maintaining our remote virtual program for grades 6, 7, and 8 with entrance opportunities for students in grades 4 and 5. And while in fiscal circumstances such as these, we typically would not be able to offer any increased compensation. We have prioritized at least 2% on average for the salary resource pool, subject to bargaining with our labor units. We have also continued a robust review of system-wide operations and position management at the central level, and continue to identify efficiencies. These efficiencies create additional salary savings that support our efforts to balance the budget. This includes a reduction in over 30 central office positions in the past 2 years, limited and reduced travel for conferences and training, hiring freeze and exemption process for central office positions, elimination of all requests for new or additional positions. My recommended budget is just the first step in the budget development process. The timeline for our budget development means that what I present is developed before the governor and county executive release their budgets. Since state and local funding make up more than 90% of our operating budget, we still have a long way to go in understanding what is possible and advocating for the needs of our students, staff, and families. With this budget, I ask for your partnership, not just in supporting what is recommended, but in holding on to the belief that even small, deliberate steps to maintain what we have will ensure we continue to provide the schools our students deserve. Let us be honest about our challenges, but unwavering in our commitment to our students and one another. One question I often hear as I meet with students, staff, and the community is, how can I help during this difficult budget process? The answer is simple. Advocate for local funding of this budget. Your voice matters, and there will be opportunities to share it at upcoming Board of Education meetings and at the public hearing for the FY2026 operating budget on January 29th at 6 p.m. at Tuscarora High School. In addition, we need your advocacy with elected officials, including the county executive, county council, and our state representatives. While there is little room to add on to what has already been outlined, we will work with the Board of Education to refine this budget. The FY2026 budget calendar is posted online, as is the full recommended budget, providing transparency on how each dollar is being spent. Every county resident deserves this level of transparency. Another helpful resource is our adopted operating budget fiscal year 2025 book, also found on fcps.org. I am committed to keeping you informed and updated throughout this process. While we face challenges, I remain confident that together we will continue to support our students and ensure that they have the foundation they need for a successful future. While the path ahead may feel uncertain, our commitment to serving students and supporting staff remains clear. Together, we will continue finding solutions and building a brighter future. Thank you for your continued support and for being a vital part of the journey ahead.